Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
And I'm B. Jason.
Jason Ouellette,
Yes,
right?
yes.
That's French.
It is very French.
B. Jason, of course, you probably heard him for a while recently on Q&A.
That's right.
Hilarious fucking guy. Knew him for about 2 decades, I'd say now, right?
Sure. Absolutely. We kind of got into the podcasting thing at the same time, right?
If you have the Keith and the Girl app, keithandthegirl.com/app, you'll see in your VIP package is beginnings. And Jason put together this great little package of how Keith and the Girl started. And some jobs that I had as I transitioned into podcasting. He put all those together as one episode, for example, getting the job, working the job, leaving the job in a dramatic fashion.
The primordial ooze of Keith and the Girl.
Yes, it's so good. You did such a good job.
I still have fantasies of continuing that thing. Having kids shit on that entire plan.
I kind of upset about your kids in that regard, but now you got to check this out. Keith and the Girl Beginnings. Again, keithandthegirl.com/app. You have VIP program. You'll see it right there. Jason, sometime fairly recently, actually, you had a hernia.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get it?
It's not, apparently it's not something that you're aware of right away. So at work we've been, moving all kinds of heavy shit, and I picked something up and I felt something kind of go like plop, like a bubble almost popping, sort
and
of
that's
in
your
my
intestines, right?
groin there. It was something, right? It was the inguinal canal, apparently, that keeps your intestines from going down into your ball bag.
Oh, and then you debated like surgery, and I'm like, get it fixed, whatever the fuck that is.
Well, I wanted to know, first of all, can I do workers' comp with it? And can I,
Right.
can I take leave for it? I do have a day job. I work for the post office. So it's that complicates things as well. So yeah, but the surgery was good.
It's is anything different? Do you have a new belly button?
It's different. I tell you what, it's not my normal belly button. It's
Yeah.
got bumps where there weren't bumps, and it's shaped like it wasn't shaped before, but I'm getting used to it.
I thought this is a while ago, but I thought my belly button looked funny, like abnormal. And
Right.
so I was seeing a doctor for a regular checkup, and I'm like, hey, does my belly button look funny to you? And he goes, do you know what a belly button is? I'm like, forget it. So everything seemed fine. Who knows?
Well, it's
By the way,
one of the
what?
places you can get a hernia, right? You get the umbilical hernia,
I
you
don't know.
get the inguinal hernia, and you get there's another one. I
I
forget the
feel
name of it.
fine. I just didn't know. I don't know. Maybe I didn't know what my belly button looks like, but one day I'm like, is this normal? I never really study it. Working for the post office. It took over a week for my girlfriend to get her Valentine's Day card. What up?
I gotta apologize.
Thank
But
you. You see, when you guys see, envelopes with hearts and shit, you hold on to it for a while.
I do. I know. It's precious.
By the way, speaking about lifting things at work, are you a manly man? I ask in that, like, I just my toilet broke, and and I don't know how to do. I hire TaskRabbit to put shit up on my
Mm-hmm.
walls, shelves, for example, that are behind me right now. The toilet broke, the cock and balls inside, and I don't know what to do or whatever. So I say to my landlord, I'm like, hey, there's this problem. And he goes and he looks and he's like, oh, that's a simple fix. I'm like, I'm embarrassed. I'm not doing my manly duties. It pleased me that him and his son came over and it took over an hour. They had to replace the whole tank. And I'm like, thank God. Are you
Right.
good at stuff like that? I mean, thank God that I wouldn't have had a chance.
Like simple toilet repairs I can do, but anything more than that, I gotta bring in. I gotta bring
Okay.
in backup. Yeah.
Yeah,
But this
it pleased me. It pleased me that it took him such a big fucking deal. And the dad was like, "Well, my son should be over in a couple hours. Is that okay?" I'm like, "I don't know.
right.
I don't know if that's okay. We'll find out. We'll see." But and then they speak Greek, and then they start like they're taught when they go to Greek, so that I don't. It feels like they do it so I don't understand it, and I'm like, "Oh, that means
Right.
it's a bigger problem."
Uh-huh.
And I'm almost pleased. My the what the
That's
what
what
the
my
son.
That's what my dad used to do with my meme when they were talking about me when I was a kid, is they switched to French Canadian.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, and I knew they were talking shit about me.
would they raise their voice? Like they started raising their voice, like they weren't agreeing on something.
No, sure, well, no, and they,
Right.
just
The
making
um,
gestures.
the son had his, and I say son, he's a grown adult, but he has a ringer on his phone, the old school ring that goes ring on his, up to date cell phone.
Right.
And I happen to be watching Lincoln, the Steven Spielberg movie, and they're voting on the 13th Amendment, and then it goes ring, and I'm like, he had a phone the whole time, Lincoln? Was that would have sped things up.
And then he's hunting vampires.
Right. It gets very, very confusing. I had so much to talk to you about today, but people will see the title is, of course, the Severance season 2 finale and Wicked Part 1 special. This is a big deal. Listeners have written and they want to know my thoughts. So, of course, we'll get to that. But first off, I saw that the show Impractical Jokers,
Right.
and one of the Impractical Jokers left after like 9 seasons, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
where the fuck is he going?
Right.
He's being accused of sexual assault, and I wonder if that's related to why he left. He's like, I got to work on
Gotta
my
be.
family. I'm like, sounds like you do.
He's gotta be, right?
God damn. Joe Gatto, star of Practical Jokers, as he is shutting down a TikTok user's claims he sexually assaulted her when she was 19 years old, but admits he didn't make good decisions. Oh no. Oh no.
That's
I've
weaselly.
I have used poor judgment and as a result have violated the trust of the people I love most.
I
I
feel like
assume
there's
his
a
family.
bingo card for these things now. Let me check
Right.
off mistake. Let me check off only
Mm-hmm.
human.
Dude, you were a grown adult in 19.
Right.
But anyone who knows me at all knows full well that I wouldn't assault anyone. This is like Trump saying I'm the least person to ever,
Oh,
attack a
absolutely.
woman.
Yeah.
The
No.
least person to be racist. Your show is Impractical Jokers. All you do is, fake assault.
Right.
You're not the least person to be aggressive. That's
Right.
what you do.
Right.
You
Every
make people
deflection is a
uncomfortable.
is a confession.
Right. I'm the least confrontational person you'll ever meet. Got to
Everybody says so.
right. Everybody
Everybody
said
says so.
9 seasons.
Yeah.
Gato 48 said, working on myself is an ongoing process. This only brings up more questions. And I'm now going to take some time away from the public eye to focus my energies on where I need to go. Oh, hey, this guy assaulted me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go away from the public eye right now. Oh, really?
It's such attorney speak. That's really
Yeah. The woman goes by the name Joozy B, JoozYB on TikTok. I got sexually assaulted by Joe Gatto, the Impractical Joker, she claimed on social media. She then claimed in a second video that the incident took place in a hotel after she met up with a comic at one of his shows in Milwaukee in September of 2023 when he just, quote, got back together with his wife. Maybe this is her
Oh,
show. Maybe somebody's like saying to her, like, hey, you have to act like you were just assaulted. She's like, I don't want to do that. You don't want to
it's a,
fail the task.
it's a season-long arc of Impractical
Right.
Jokers.
The TikTok user did not go into great detail about what allegedly occurred between her and Gato during the alleged assault. She claimed, however, that, quote, some stuff happened. As evidence, the woman provided screenshots of a DM exchange. Yeah, there's no excuse for that, even if you ask
No.
me. That said he left, quote, 2 meet and greet passes for her and complimented her appearance. I was drunk, whatever, and he was texting me, she said, and like it was starting to get a little weird, and then provided a picture of them together as more proof of whatever the fuck. Oh,
So I mean, I'm not even really sure what happened.
I'm not
still.
sure what happened either, but if nothing happened, he would say, yeah, I was out of line saying a 19-year-old is hot and
Right.
giving free tickets is a little extra too, because who the fuck are you?
Right.
And apparently I went to the hotel room. Probably shouldn't have done that. Say that stuff. Not like, hey, come on. I'm the least person to do that. Anyway, I'll come up
Nobody.
to strangers and tie their shoes together behind their backs while they're sitting down at a restaurant. I'm the least confrontational person you ever meet. But my job now is to steal French fries from your plate while we're having a conversation, stranger. Okay. All right. Severance. Do you watch this bullshit?
I have. I'm not as up to it as everybody else, but
What have you seen so
familiar with
far?
it. First season. I've seen
Okay.
the first episode of the second season.
So I finished the
Was
entire second season. I think you're caught up. Not gonna
where
lie
he's
to you.
running down the hallway for 10 minutes and it's one continuous shot. Oh, what a technical masterpiece.
They
Now
keep,
what?
they keep doing that.
I know. It's
And
like a
there's no closure. There's no fucking ending to season 2 either.
well, it's like the liminal spaces they occupy, right? They have no
Right.
end and no beginning either.
And
It's
then do I add to it by watching this bullshit? Like are do people really like this show, it seems, right? Or
mhm.
do people like me keep watching it and they're like, I guess they want more. And I'm like, no, I don't want more.
So now
It's a
there's going to
long
be more
story. I
shows
wasn't
with
good.
that
Right. I
more
wasn't gonna
shows with
see
that
it.
aesthetic with
Yeah.
those right fluorescent lights everywhere and no. Eh, I don't know. It's a little too
I
cute. I don't know.
I feel like I wonder if they make these sequels because I end up watching it. I'm never happy about. I picture like I'll go to the movie theater on like a weekday in the afternoon, and and I wonder if like, and I'm the only one there, and they're like, we don't got to keep showing this shit, but Keith Malley keeps showing up,
Right. But I'm only here because that's what's here.
like a Tim Robinson character is like,
Right.
they give
Right.
me free popcorn, and and then they're like,
This is
why did I do that?
this
Why
is
did I
how
encourage him to keep coming?
this is how I've always felt about bands like U2 and the Red Hot Chili
Right.
Peppers. Wait, what? I thought you liked them. No, not me. I thought you liked them.
I would. What would you do? What would you have your innie do? I'd have my innie. I'd send him to work out, I guess, like at a gym,
That's good.
and then. But I really enjoy taking shit. So the boss would be like, "Hey, you have to go home now, innie. You're requested. You're out. He requested you." And then I enjoy the dump, and then I send him back off to work.
Does that mean your innie is like doing that little two step into the elevator?
Right? Do you right?
I'm crowning.
Like do you does your Audi like take a shit at home and it's like why is there red in my stool? And it's like, oh, because I didn't know my innie had melon parties all fucking day long.
That'd be a good thing to know.
My brother started watching Severance and I'm like, doesn't make sense. What they do for a living still doesn't make sense. You don't know what these fucking numbers are. And so he watched the show and he goes, oh, Keith, you do know what the numbers are. I'm like, they're feelings, right? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, that's an answer? Didn't we
Lost
know
all
that?
over
They
again.
felt a certain way about the numbers? Who the fuck
Right.
knows? Anyway, your innie could be gay. You're outie. You don't know that. Your asshole hurts. But you don't know why. I saw that if you did see this show, there's a part where the guy in charge, Mr. Milkshake, he fires somebody
Right.
and he hands him like or the guy quits and he hands this packet like saying, okay, you don't work here anymore, and then runs away. Like he's
Mhm.
really a tough guy, but he runs away like he wasn't going to deal with any fallout because this guy finally stood up to him.
Right.
And it's kind of funny because you don't expect it. Then I hear that Ben Stiller said that was totally improvised. And I'm like, that was the only good part. That's like when you find out in Taxi Driver, "Are You Talking to Me?" was improvised. When Urban Cowboy or whatever that one is "I'm walking here." It's like, oh, Dustin Hoffman made that up. I'm like, that's the only good part.
I don't want to know that a show that presents itself as so clever and dovetailed and
Right.
perfect is improvising anything.
Right. You could just run away down a hall and they're like, that'll fit. I think
10
they're
minutes of
making it
that.
up as they go. We still don't know the goats. We don't know anything.
No,
But that's
no,
the beauty of it. No, they don't know either.
that's not the beauty of it.
That's what takes so long from season 2 to 3. They're like, oh, we got to make sense of all this shit. What's the black ooze? We still don't know what that guy
Right.
was dreaming about. Okay. That's when I got to stick with things that make fucking sense. Daredevil. Now, this is a show I can follow. Daredevil Born Again is so beautiful, so fucking violent. And by the way, it wasn't until JL Covey did his impression of Punisher that now it's so prominent to me. The Punisher's voice is so fucking guttural. Rambo's like, that's kind of exaggerated,
Yeah.
right? It's like, hey, Punisher, we found your skull logo. We saw it on a casing that killed somebody. Okay, okay. What? That was a fanboy. Yeah. Is that what are you saying? I was a fanboy. What's that going on with? Are you saying what's that have to do with you? What? Okay. And now it's like so obvious. Like, oh man, okay. It was there
They
the whole
like,
time.
you're right.
Like I picture, I want to see like Daredevil, like he tilts his head and he hears something, across the
Mhm.
room with
Right.
his super hearing. What if he's
And
just
this,
listening to like queef farts in a bathroom? He's like, Daredevil, what are you doing? Just clues, just getting some
I'm
clues. He hears two fat tits rubbing together. Daredevil, just on a case. Nothing. I smelled a penny.
you
Anyway,
could hear things like changing a radio station, right?
yeah, right. So you don't think he's gonna hear everything?
Right.
Right. Top movies out right now. Number one, Disney Snow White. But they're saying it's a
Uh,
flop, making $43 million.
I
And
eat these reboots,
I, I,
remakes.
I don't even necessarily mind reboots. To me, though, it's funny that it really seems it's getting such. Now, who the fuck knows? I can give a fuck for a Snow White. But man, it's really coming off racist from right wing people, this movie. Like, I'm sorry, my
Really?
Snow White should be white. Now, the actress is white, but she's some kind of Latina. Like her mom was Colombian.
Sure.
She's Latin enough that she was the main girl in that Steven Spielberg musical, West Side Story. And apparently everybody's up in arms. Not my Snow White. And it's always white men that it's like, oh, you're a grown adult. Who gives a fuck, Snow White? Sorry, my dwarves should be people. Well, what do you give a shit? It's strange.
Is this the one that whole controversy where Peter Dinklage got involved? Was this the
Yeah, Peter
one in
Dinklage
production?
said dwarfs shouldn't be,
Right.
uh, you know, exploited like that. And meanwhile,
So
the
they went all
dwarfs
in.
are like, "Can we work though too?" Peter
Yeah.
Dinklage.
Yeah.
They were kind of exploiting you in Game of Thrones. The dad in Game of Thrones fucking hated you because you were a
Right.
disgrace to the family because you were so short and small.
Right.
That isn't that kind of exploiting it?
Right.
But
And meanwhile, Disney was all too happy to go CG because the character designs are exactly the same as the cartoon. And that's the only reason they do these things in
right.
the first place is so they can hang on to the copyright. That's why the character designs are exactly the same.
And what Peter Dinklage does the voice of a talking goat in Wicked. Somehow that's okay.
Right.
I don't know
Right.
where the line is, but yeah, conservatives are getting very horny that this movie didn't reach expectations. And at first, Little Mermaid did good with a black mermaid. They were like, "Nah, my mermaid's white." Again, you're a
Right.
fucking adult with 3 kids. What the fuck is wrong with you? So the mermaid one they didn't win because the Little Mermaid did good, a black mermaid. But now they're very pleased that this isn't doing good with some kind of Latin Snow White.
Well,
It's very telling.
it's always have fun finding the new thing to get pissed about,
Yeah.
and it's a sport. It's love it.
Tensions between the woman that plays Snow White. Let's see, Rachel Zegler. Apparently, there were tensions between her and Gal Gadot over the Gaza war. Zegler wrote "Free Palestine" on X after the first trailer of the movie was released. You know, the, hey, what are you gonna do if the war is fucking bothering you? You got to say something. But I can't
Sure.
help but picture that whoever's in charge now, Johnny Disney, is like, come on now,
Yeah,
today.
really.
I mean, I get it. Free Palestine, while Gadot, who was born in, she's the Wicked Witch, or, with the apple, who was born in
Mhm.
Israel and served in the IDF, has reportedly voiced support of her native country. What do you mean reportedly? You guys are this newspaper
Yeah.
reported it.
Yeah.
She did it or she didn't. Some Disney fans have called for boycotting the movie after Zegler called out President Trump. All right, so you got to pick your side and hate a Snow White now,
Sure.
I guess.
Sure. It's I this timeline is crazy, isn't it? I mean,
Yes,
Don't you
Yeah,
just? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I can't even put it into words. It's
And I
baffling.
don't like my Snow White is on this side. Well, I get the point. Over 50,000 people were killed in this recent Gaza war so far.
Yeah.
You know, Israelis 1,700, Palestinians over 50,000. There is a difference. Even if Hamas started it, there is a difference.
Yeah.
You know,
We're
somebody might have a fucking point,
it's yeah.
but okay.
Seems
But
a little
by the way, so this newspaper, the Post, the right wing newspaper, they're disgusted with the woman that plays Snow White. However, they have a sexy picture in the newspaper of of the actress in Vogue. You know,
oh,
just
okay.
something small covering her tits, looking hot.
Sure.
Okay. Jerk off to this, and then we'll get back to how disgusting everything.
Ugh.
Right.
Outrage all over my
Made
belly.
43 million during its opening weekend. Apparently not as good as expected. Stirred controversy with its modern reinterpretation of the classic tale, including its diverse casting choices and changes in the original storyline. Well, how big was the story? Critics and audiences have
Right.
given it a notably low rating. Now it's under 2 on IMDb. I don't know if that's out of 10, I guess.
Yeah.
Reflecting widespread dissatisfaction or skepticism. I just got a feeling that I'm not going to like it, so I'm allowed to vote. You should have to somehow insert your ticket stub into the computer before you're allowed to type a review. Right? You should have to scan it. Then it leads to
Proof
Rotten
of purchase.
Tomatoes.
Right.
There's a QR code on the back of your ticket.
5 easy questions about the plot. I don't know.
Right. The actress was born in New Jersey. Okay. She's white enough, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Grown fucking adult. I saw this guy, Gunther Eagleman, on Twitter wrote retweeted saying it's the lowest live action remake of from Disney, and he says this makes me so happy. You're a grown man. This makes me so happy. By the way, I also saw this guy specifically, Gunther Eagleman. He has a good amount of followers. I think he's some kind of commentator, some right wing
Yeah.
commentator. Um, he showed like Tesla cars being burned and was like, I can't encourage violence. Meanwhile, I also saw he tweeted out on January 6th, Happy January 6th, not being funny.
It's a
Okay.
it's it's a double standard.
He
Big
wrote,
double standard.
zero people should have dual citizenship. You love this country or you don't. Meanwhile, his buddy is Elon Musk, who has 3 citizenships.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And they go and they talk about, and they'll it's a religious right thing, but like between Trump and Elon, I think they have like 19 different kids by 8 different women
Yeah.
between the two of them.
So, right. It's very conservative, but Trump has 14 children
Right.
from,
It's
I think, at least 4 women. Okay.
mm.
Oh, wait till you find out what color the Green Witch really is. You know, that's going to blow your fucking mind. You fucking dorks. You dork. You can't shit on Wicked because it did so well, but you can shit on Snow White because it did. I'm sorry, but what have you fucking herb?
You got to get on the winning team.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Oh, we got lucky on this one.
Sure.
What happened to the source material of my Snow White? That's like saying there were women flying us to the moon. Can we just stick with that men did it? Okay. But you're right about this fucking timeline. What's the news now that the people in the Trump administration, mainly the Secretary of Defense, tweeted
Pete.
out war plans and accidentally included a left-wing reporter for
Petey.
the Atlantic.
Yeah, it's probably
What?
Well,
Okay.
and it's not libelous to say was he drunk,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, was he drunk?
Right. They had to look into that before, so that could be something. And it's on like a platform like what was it on? I forget what.
Truth Social, his
No, it was on Signal. It's called, but it's
oh,
like
okay, yeah,
WhatsApp or anything like this.
right,
There's nothing secure about it. And
right.
so JD Vance is on this thread. Hey, at Pete Hegseth, if you think we should do it, bomb Yemen, let's do it. I just hate bailing Europe out again. Michael Waltz, he is the National Secretary Advisor. He sent emojis of the fist punching forward, the American flag, and a fire emoji. So I guess that's how they talked. Let's go get it. Let's just make sure, says JD Vance, that our message is tight here. And if there are things we can do up front to minimize risk to Saudi oil facilities, we should do it. Yeah, of course. Of course. Elon Musk's daughter, Elon has a transgender daughter,
Yes.
20 years old.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Just did a Teen Vogue feature,
Yeah,
right?
let's see. The daughter said she's been an outspoken critic. People thrive off of fear, she said. I'm not giving anyone that space in my mind. The only thing that gets to live free in my mind are drag queens. Not a fan of Pops, who again acts like he's all conservative and everything, and
Right. Right.
won't talk to his daughter now. Okay,
Keeps
multiple.
using this phrase "woke mind virus," right?
Right. By the way,
Is
this concerns me because he's so fucking rich. And I can't help but think about him. 23 and Me, where you spit and something and they have your DNA and they tell you
right.
if you're connected to anybody, et cetera, et cetera. And I did one of these. And I'm like, yeah, why not? I assume there has to be, safeguards that for my shit. 23 and Me is filing for bankruptcy. So they're going to sell 23 and Me and but
Including all their data.
they're not telling us so far what happens to your DNA. If you can cancel, you do it. I know in California you can. I don't know in other places you can. Specifically 23andMe to make them delete your shit. But it is fun, kind of creepy, And who the fuck knows what can happen when an Elon Musk I'm picturing, has piss away money, and it's like because he loves getting into this government shit. And I
Yeah.
can easily picture him going, I'm going to take everybody's DNA now. And who knows
Mhm.
if that's going to affect your medical shit? Who knows what can happen in the future and what can be done with them knowing about your DNA? I didn't think much of it until now you can sell the whole company.
Well,
Now I'm thinking about it.
could use it as a justification to deport you because your parents shouldn't have been allowed to come here, so you shouldn't be here. See
I
ya.
don't think that's an exaggeration.
I don't
Absolutely.
either. I don't either.
The company, which has struggled to find a sustainable business model, said it's seeking Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in order to facilitate a sale. Well, you're not just buying a website. Since
Yeah.
2006, 23andMe has been providing DNA tasting. Ooh, they're sick. DNA testing services
A
that
little
give its
Scottish.
members
A little
a little Scottish,
mm,
a little Irish. Oh, that's a
and
10 spittle.
oh, there's some Slavic in there. Mm.
It's not yet known what will happen to all the genetic data. That means they're gonna fucking sell it, or they would make it clear, like we're gonna burn it.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well,
Uh,
see, well, I mean, if I was doing something like that, I would put in some clause where your data would be destroyed, but I'm not this
right.
fucking grind set crypto business criminal bra type.
Yeah. Yeah. This
Unless
movie
he's got your
Wicked, are you
data.
going to see it? Have you seen different variations of it?
I I know I heard the audio book when I was working more in clerking and I was sitting in one place just typing. So I
What's in it? How's
I
the audiobook go? Like, and now she's flying all around. Believe it.
well, it's the Gregory Maguire book Wicked
Okay.
that everything is based on. So apparently he found a seam of really rich gold in doing backstories on existing stories.
Okay. Okay. And
So
you
I
know
guess
what?
he's done like the Cinderella, I think. He's gone
Oh,
into
really?
that backstory, and yeah,
Okay.
that's his
He's a
niche.
big deal. All right.
So yeah, I'm familiar with the story, and I've certainly seen enough clips of the musical, the stage version, to put together the aesthetic.
It's on Peacock now, and I got to see every movie ever made. I loved it.
Now you're not kidding, right?
I'm not kidding.
It's a
It
vomitous musical, Keith Malley.
it is the best movie I've ever seen about witches.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot of movies about witches. Let me
I've
think.
seen The
The
Witch,
Craft.
The
Oh,
Craft. Yeah, that got me stiff as a board. But
okay.
unless they're hold on, let me look real quick if they're of age. Yeah, okay, everything's good. Okay, all right, we're of age. Okay. Yeah, The Witch, The Craft, Witches of Eastwick. I remember being fun, but I'm not going to revisit it just in case.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus, no thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
but I dug it. I dug it, and
That's
I'm gonna see. I'm definitely gonna see part two. And you know what? This is just hitting me now. So you know how Wicked ends? Like it's pretty simple. The first half, it's a two-parter movie. Of course, the
sure,
first part is out
sure.
now, and it's very clear right away that the good witch is actually bad and bullied the bad witch.
Right.
And
Yes.
who was actually good. And blah blah
Mhm.
blah.
It's complicated.
I bet they're good. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I bet they're gonna. I bet the witch makes the fucking scarecrow and shit. And I bet these little characters
Sure.
I'm seeing now is gonna be the scarecrow and the Tin Man. The redhead's
Sure.
probably the fucking cowardly bitch lion.
Hmm.
Oh my god, there's even more.
Dorothy shows up eventually.
Holy shit! But are they gonna have after this movie, which obviously cost so much money to make?
Hmm.
I picture like they're out of money, and part two is just gonna be like hand drawings or puppets or something. You know? They're
Just the
just gonna have
storyboard, just
they're
the
gonna have real
animatics.
monkeys with wings taped with duct tape, and they just throw them. Obviously,
They're pissed. They're trying to get them off.
right? You only see like the side of the characters,
Right.
like looking up and be like, "Oh, she's really flying around."
It's like live action South Park.
Yeah. Oh, the Pink Witch learned about the bubble thing. Yeah, it's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, why don't you show us? But okay, all right. Yes, I was very surprised.
that's that's very surprising and good for you. I
The
feel like I
I'm
feel like this is
good for
growth.
them.
Is this growth for you?
No, they just the movies have to do a good job, and they
But I
did.
thought I thought you were musical, anti-musical,
Most musicals suck. But I
right?
did like West Side Story. Speaking of, I
Okay.
liked was In the Heights, which
Okay.
was trippier, than
Right.
West Side Story. I figure
Hmm.
Spielberg did West Side Story, then he sees In the Heights, like, oh, I didn't know we can walk up buildings sideways. I didn't know we can use manhole covers as DJ equipment. Okay. Now you tell me. I enjoyed that. So yeah, the few and far between, but yeah, they can get me.
Like I do a lot of like musical community theater
Right.
and stuff, but I'm still very cynical about it. And like, you know, um, but we went to see Hamilton in December, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
It was really incredible.
Maybe you guys see it live, but I started it on TV. I got to one shot when he jumps on a table, and I'm like, okay.
You saw the Disney Plus, the
I
Pro
saw,
Shot version. Yeah,
yeah, like it's not a movie. It's
right.
they just record the live thing and
In the industry, they call it a Pro Shot.
the pro shot. Well, I wasn't interested in the pro shot, but maybe you got to see it live, or I have to see it live, or maybe when they make it a movie, the way I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe that's what I need. I don't know.
Just the last 20 minutes is, I
Right.
mean,
Okay.
amazing.
Okay. So I'll just see that
Yeah.
the last 20 minutes.
Well, you kind of have to have the context from the
I
whole
think I
rest of
get
this.
it. He only had one shot and he took
You only
it.
had one shot. That's right.
Right.
That's right. It's a whole
Uh,
theme.
Wicked, I got nervous right away when I'm like, are they pretending Jeff Goldblum can sing? Okay, oh boy. But it all
Uh,
worked out because I was
oh,
nervous in the
mm,
beginning. Jeff Goldblum, you see the back of his head, but I know it's him or
right.
it's gonna be him. He's the wizard. And then the nanny, there's talking animals, so the nanny was a bear, and you know me and bears. I'm like, what does this fucking mean? But yeah, the whole thing, I was digging. But yes, it's pretty simple. You know what's funny? When people saw this movie and they would kind of and if you said like, oh, Wicked, what's that about? It's like, I'm not gonna give you any spoilers, but the witch isn't what you think it is. I'm like, okay, I think I get it.
Right.
I'm
Right.
I guess the bad one's good and the good one's bad. I think I got it because they're really making a big deal when this movie starts that the Wicked Witch is dead. They're making witch effigies and burning it. They're really. I
Yeah.
mean, we didn't celebrate. I told Liz, I said we didn't celebrate Bin Laden's death this much.
Right. They're
These guys are
marching.
really into it.
Witches will not replace us.
Right.
Witches will not replace us. It
Yeah.
was really, really contemporary.
But I did find this sweet. I told her we didn't celebrate Bin Laden's death like this, and she said, "Well, maybe you didn't." And I'm like, "Oh,
Oh,
good for you, good for you."
how sweet.
Um, yeah, I wonder if when they ask Ariana Grande, "Hey, you want to be in Wicked?" and she's like, "Yeah, okay," and then they're like, "You play the cunt." the there's a part in it when they meet the wizard and they show and the Emerald City puts on a big musical play.
Yes.
Okay, so then they have two people come out explaining the story of the Emerald City, and I know this. It's the two original actresses that played the witches. It's Christian Chenoweth and Adim Dazelle. And I thought that was very clever, but it's funny that they in real life after over time they got self-conscious and they really got a lot of face work done. I'm like, oh, the wizard really fucked with their
Yeah.
face. For hating animals, the wizard made them cats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pulled back.
Okay.
Yep. Right.
Um Peter Dinklage was the goat.
Hmm.
That was interesting to me. Uh do you when you see movies with your kids, is it funny like when they do you notice like obviously the movie's doing some kind of wink to you the adult like when let's say the green witch who we like now you're on her side, she doesn't put up with bullshit, a Prince Charming comes along and she says get stuffed and I'm like that means get fucked.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that dumb little shit.
I
Okay.
love pointing out references to other works. So, I mean, Alice is working her way, my 12-year-old, she's working her way through South Park. And there's
Okay.
20 years of South Park. So anytime they do a movie homage, I go, "Oh, that's the thing. They're doing John
Right.
Carpenter's The Thing or they're doing
Do you make her watch it like it's homework and she's like can I just watch
I
this?
know, I know. I've made it academic. I
Right.
have the charming habit of making everything academic.
Right. It was and then like I don't know if this was just for adults. They did the that three-way song with the two witches and Prince Charming and they
Yeah.
were all fucking and the green witch got a little attention and so the pink witch was upset. I'm like, "Ooh, this is going somewhere." And this is PG. Interesting. Anyway,
Mhm.
do when you watch movies in a movie, this movie was 2 hours 40 minutes. Do you have to take, let's say you see these movies that are way too long with your kids. Do they have to
Mhm.
go to the bathroom? Are they
Sure.
old enough to go by
Oh,
themselves?
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Cause,
Yeah.
cause I'd be like, if I had a young kid, I'd be like, oh, here's a song. Now we can go to the bathroom if I have to come with you.
Yeah, right. It's like when Springsteen does a new one.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see some notes that I took down here real quick. Oh, you know what? Speaking of Jeff Goldblum, so we did the Newlywed Game, me, Liz against Courtney James Salango and
Right.
Casey James Salango and
That
Courtney
was so
McGinnis.
funny. That was
And
great.
thank you, it was very fun. Kyle Thompson did a great job hosting.
He really did.
Right, and I didn't. You know what?
Very invested.
We mentioned this, but we kind of practiced, me and Liz. Just something would come up and we'd be like, all right, who's
Sure.
more romantic? Who's whatever, whatever. I did not expect, you can't really practice. I didn't expect any of his questions. And one was simple, who would be your celebrity hall pass? And we never thought about it. And Casey knew right away his wife's is Method Man. And I'm like, oh, we never thought.
That's
They
right.
answered so fast. And it was her, and then it was her turn. And she goes, oh, he knows it. It's Method Man. And I go, we never talked about it. And then Casey said, oh, really? You don't think it's healthy that
Right.
anytime somebody's on TV, your wife tells you she'd fuck them?
Hall pass.
You guys don't do that? Yeah, that's on my whole pass. We're up to 25
Right.
people. And so I
Right.
just named somebody. I couldn't even think of a fucking celebrity. It's like, you have 10 seconds, name 5 cereals, and you're like, Raisin Bran, maybe? So I'm like, I don't know, Adam Driver. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. And we never talked about it until Wicked came up recently. And she goes, you know
Yes.
what? Jeff Goldblum. And I'm thinking, I bet you Adam Driver could do a Jeff Goldblum impression. So that's interesting.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Right?
That's a type. That's definitely a type.
But now I know Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum's
And
funny because he always plays a confused genius, right? That needs to be shown the way.
yes.
He's always asking.
Yes. uh okay, so yeah, that's
So
he doesn't
you're
actually say words, he just says connecting words.
right,
And the this that I'd do that for an hour. Fuck
right.
me. And then play some jazz piano. Diddly-dee, aren't I wonderful and metropolitan and
you,
beautiful?
you do see his back a lot when he's singing. This Jeff Goldblum. He's playing the wizard, of course.
Right, right, right.
A
Well,
lot of
he's
pictures of his feet tap
musical.
dancing while he's
He does
singing.
those jazz records. He is
Oh, does
musical.
he
It's
sing? He
surprising.
really sings jazz?
No, he plays piano.
Oh, okay.
It's this jazz trio. It's a couple records out. They're not terrible. I mean, you have to like that kind of
Right.
meandering jazz stuff and piano jazz stuff. But yeah, it's
I
competent.
wanted I wanted Pete Davidson in this movie as his SNL character Chad.
Yeah.
Do you love me? Okay.
Yeah.
Like during the song Popular, right? She's dancing around saying nothing is more important than being popular, his ex-girlfriend, Ariana Grande. And I picture him looking at the camera and being like, "You see?" And just for 2 seconds, then he leaves. You get it? She thinks it's not about academics. I knew it. If you did the Newlywed Game,
Right.
and would you know your wife's hall pass?
Oh, geez. Well, first of all, she's all cute and everything, and she would never admit to a hall pass,
That's sweet, right?
right? But
Because my hall pass is the upstairs neighbor, so it's interesting she picked Jeff Goldblum.
you see, I don't think you're really
Oh,
honoring
I
the
don't know the
spirit of the
rules.
hall pass.
My top five is my mail woman, and
They have to be astronomical, I think, is part of it, right? I don't
if
know.
you had to pick somebody, who would you think? A celebrity, of course.
I couldn't even. I
Yeah.
Raisin Bran. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Who would she guess yours is? Would she be able to?
Yeah, but no, I don't think she would. I don't think she would. I don't really. I'm too old, man.
I'm too old to fuck a celebrity.
I'm
Who's
right.
got the time? And they're all
Think
egotistical,
about
and I
that
got to go to
stuff.
the parties and wear a tux. Not
Right.
worth it.
I
Fuck
just
you,
want a
Gal
nice.
Gadot.
I just need a nice cup of soup, and I'm
That's right.
happy.
That's right. What would he fuck? He'd fuck up that bowl of tomato bisque, I'll tell you that.
Basically, I'm saying I've got a good thing going, Keith, and
Sure,
let's not.
sure. Why push it? Right. You didn't sign up for this game. We did. What am I doing?
uh,
um the when you heard the Newlywed Game
mm.
of our show, did you guys play along? Were
we
you like, hey,
definitely
do we know
we
this answer
definitely
or not?
look at each other with like a knowing kind of
We
like
would have got that one.
right, right,
Okay.
stuff like that. Sure, sure,
Do you
sure.
think you
I
would
think
have done well? I couldn't believe that they beat us. I was surprised at
well,
first.
maybe do a new newlywed, maybe do another newlywed game.
Would it look sad if
We'll
we did
see.
it every month until we win?
Maybe, perhaps.
Speaking of music, tell people what you're working on. I knew a simple complex I have that you sung in.
Right.
I got it right behind me.
Mhm.
I saw you in New Hampshire live. Your voice is fucking amazing.
Thank
You
you.
do heavy music, but it's still melodic, of course. What's going on now?
Well, that band is over, and Mark. Well, the band was really Mark's band. It was always
Okay.
it was his band, and then it ended like so many things did around the pandemic.
Okay.
And got in touch about
I
2 years
remember,
ago.
sorry, I remember you. I don't know if it's Mark or not, but I know that you were out of that band.
Mhm.
They kept going. I'm like, I really only care about B. Jason because he's the only one I know. So I was getting, like mass email, and I hit
Right.
unsubscribe, and then somebody from the band goes, "Okay, did you
Oh
unsubscribe?" I'm like,
no!
"No, I didn't know. Is
Oh
this legal? No, no, I must have bumped something. No, no, please subscribe me twice."
no!
I was fucking mortified.
That's Mark. That's definitely.
Hey, buddy, what happened? Oh, I have
Oh,
no
no, never
computers.
mind. New computer. Who dis?
Right, right. I'll try to turn it off and turn it on. Oh, okay, we're back. Thank God. Here's five friends' email addresses.
But that, that kind of went its course, and then got in touch about 2 years ago and said, "Hey, you want to?"
Okay.
And it's been slow going. It's basically play dates, where we kind of demarcate a certain amount of time each week to get together and have fun and make something. And
Right.
it's starting to take shape. And I think this summer we'll start to bring things to market.
You have a band name?
Yes, we do. It's Hello Rangoon. You can go to hellorangoon.com where there's a trailer up right now.
Is that like Crab Rangoon?
Yeah, yeah. Rangoon.
What makes you
Hellorangoon.com.
pick that name?
It's
The
you
only
have to
.com left, right?
right. Yeah, that's all there was. That's all there was. You'd have to be into Boston radio from the early 80s. In the days
Okay.
before Stern, there was a DJ by the name of Charles Lacquadera who did a show called The Big Mattress, and one of the bits was Hello Rangoon. So you'd have to
Okay.
go you'd have to ask Mark. It was his one of his suggestions. There were probably a few dozen suggestions for names.
He's explaining it to you the way you explain South Park to your kid. Neither of you understand what's going on. You just go with it.
Right.
What can people follow now so that we don't miss out?
You can go to hellorangoon.com. You can go to the Blue Sky, Hello Rangoon at bluesky.social, or is it
Okay.
.social.bluesky? Anyway, and I'm on Blue Sky as well. You can check me out at panicboy.bsky.social.
When
And
you're
that's
on
uh,
the, sorry,
that's
go ahead.
Hello Rangoon as well.
Okay.
hellorangoon.bsky.social.
When you're on Q&A, every so often we hear these voices you can do. And you know what? Henda explained this. She was able to do some voices too. And
Yeah,
she
you just
said,
pull them out of thin air.
and she said, because she looked at it like musical notes. She can sing, of course. And
Yeah.
so is that how you do voices, do you think? Or you don't, it just comes?
If it comes up organically in conversation and it's something I think I can do, I'll take a shot at it.
I
And
see
that's
that,
really isn't as it really is as simple as that.
okay. I see that Donald Trump, for example, if you don't mind, he's complaining about a picture of his in the Colorado State Capitol that he
Right,
doesn't like. And I'll put
right.
it at keithandthegirl.com. But there's a
Yeah,
picture of Obama and a picture of
yeah.
Trump. And if you ask me, the Trump one looks fine. I don't know what he doesn't like about it, but I understand seeing
Might
pictures that I don't
might
like
need a Benadryl or
myself.
two.
Nobody likes a bad picture or painting of themselves, he tweeted out. But the one in Colorado in the state capitol put up by the governor along with all the other presidents, and that's a Democratic state capitol, right?
Yeah.
Was purposely distorted to a level that even I perhaps have never seen before. Even him, the great artiste admirer.
Right.
The artist also did President Obama, and he looks wonderful, but the one on me is truly the worst. She must have lost her talent as she got older. In any event, I would much prefer not having a picture than having this one. But many people from Colorado, many people, have called
Many,
and written to
many
complain.
people. Yeah. Many people.
In fact, they were actually angry about it. They give a shit. By the way, how would they see it? But they're all
Right.
complaining. I'm
Right.
speaking on their behalf to the radical left governor, Jared Polis, who is extremely weak on crime, in particular with respect to Trenda Aragua, who practically took over Aurora. Don't worry, we saved it to take it down. Jared should be ashamed of himself.
He is king champion of the Barbara Streisand effect, isn't he?
What does that mean? What is
It's
that?
it's like it's
Oh,
like
it's not a
by
big deal until you make it a big deal?
right. You bitch about this picture, and now it's been copied and pasted
I
a
see.
billion
Right.
times.
Is that what happened to Barbara Streisand, by the way? She complained
Yeah,
about
stop
something no
making
one
fun of
cared.
me, and it got worse. Yeah.
Right. Let's see. House Democrats said in a statement that the oil painting would be taken down at the request of Republican leaders in the legislature. Quote, if the GOP wants to spend time and money on which portrait of Trump hangs in the Capitol, then that's up to them. The portrait was painted by Sarah Borden during Trump's first term and unveiled in 2019. Colorado
Loser.
Colorado Republicans raised more than $10,000 through a GoFundMe account.
Terrible painter, loser.
People, so it was crowdfunded to get his picture. Then he didn't like it. Who the fuck donates to that?
Okay. Kickstarter. Is it
Yeah,
a was it a Kickstarter or
at
it was a GoFundMe?
GoFundMe.
Oh, it was GoFundMe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was hanging in the third floor rotunda of the state capitol. Oh God. Oh Lord. Do you,
Well,
when you see Trump talking on TV, do you start doing his voice?
uh no, because I try to avoid seeing him, man.
Right.
I've taken detours around so much political shit in the last few months.
Right.
Really.
Do you
And I
feel
still know a lot
healthier?
about it. Well, I tell you what,
Because you
I
knew about this painting before. You knew about Hegseth
right.
texting the wrong person. It still comes to you, right?
Well, I'm on Blue Sky, right? I completely gotten rid of all the meta shit. So I'm off
Okay.
Facebook, I'm off Instagram, and I've been off Twitter, and I just do Blue Sky. And yeah, I feel better, a lot better.
Good. All right. Blue
It's
Sky
just a
is Blue Sky. You have to welcome these people into your life. Is that the difference, or is it still?
it's like old Twitter, basically.
And
It's
what's
like Twitter
different about
before it
it?
sucked.
Just because
Um,
not so many assholes because it's new?
it's easy to block. It's
Okay.
easy to follow, and you can batch block too. Like if somebody you trust has a list of shitheads, you can go to their list of shitheads and block all of them at once.
Oh, that's funny.
That's kind of neat. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's
Uh,
starter packs and stuff like that. You can follow in batches as
your
well.
wife never asked you to do Trump to make it kinky?
No.
The ultimate taboo. I'm fucking the president.
That's right. It was good enough for Stormy.
Who
It's
else?
good enough for you.
What voices are your favorite?
Well, I've been doing that Danny DeVito voice.
Oh, please. What does Danny
Hi.
DeVito think
Hi,
about?
Keith. I'm glad to be on your show.
It's the best.
Such an honor to be here.
What do
I
you
don't
think
want to.
about the state of politics, Danny?
It's it's terrible. It's making me drink more. Does he drink a lot? I don't know.
It seems like he does, doesn't it?
He was fond of his limoncello in that one time, right? Didn't he do some talk show
I
off
know
his
what you're
nut?
talking about. Yeah,
Right.
I do know what you're talking about.
I got my limoncello.
I don't want to say it's so open ended, but who else? Who else?
I don't know, man. It's got to come up.
It just comes to you. It's a gift from God, right?
Right. That's right. It is a gift from God.
So let me tell you, people, you got to follow B Jason. And one more time, what's the best way to do
Thank
it?
you.
Because I think your music is so fucking good, and I can't wait for your new stuff.
Go to Panic Boy at bsky.social, and there'll be the link for Hello Rangoon as well. So
Okay.
you can go through there.
I'm in.
Check
And
out the
like I
trailer.
said, keithandgirl.com/app. Listen to Beginnings. It's so well put together. There's also some sound effects that Jason added to it that really spices it up.
I
And
listened to those a couple months ago, and I was
yeah,
like, "Wow,
yeah, they
that's
hold
just
up.
where I
It's
would.
so
That's
good.
just where I would have cut that. That's exactly the song I would have used. That's the exact
Yeah.
sound effect. It's nice. It's nice when you can confirm your instincts
What
after
was
such
Keith
a
and the
long
Girl
time.
like 20 years ago? How did all this shit get started? Here's your answer right
I've had
there under
so much
Beginnings.
fun with this show and you
Yeah.
guys, and it's been an honor.
Wow,
Thanks.
back at you, back at you. And you're fantastic, of course, on the Q&A that we record weekly with Newsy, where we go back in time, that date, over the now last 20 years. What do we talk about? Who are the guests? And it's fun to bitch about the ones that we had fights with. I'll tell you, I enjoy it very much.
Even after listening all this time, the context is still
Yes,
there's more layers of context and
right.
fresh
Oh,
fresh
him, he ripped us
viewpoints on it.
off. Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah, what?
right. Jason, thank you so much for your time. Of course, you can go to keithandthegirl.com/Jason Ouellette or keithandthegirl.com/bjason. You'll see all the times and different shows that he was on. And I love you. I simply love you.
Love you, bud.